Okay, welcome back to the channel, and hope all of you are doing great today. And now on today's video, we are going to discuss about how the British Empire, one of the most powerful empire in the history, they capture around one third of the total land, and how did they capture the whole around one third of the world? We are going to discuss on this video, and I think this video may not be as informative as animated or that the video in any form that animated or any content video. This is the text and just for the basic visualization. On future, we will try to improve on this. Okay. Now here is our topic. Okay. At first, we will see how did they capture the whole world. Okay. Just making this. Then at first, I think you all already have heard this that the British Empire was the largest empire in the human history, as I have already said, and it peak began in early 20th century, which control around one quarter of the old land and the population. And it was often said that the sun never set on British Empire, means British Empire will be the long-lasting empire. But I think. That may not be a lasted, okay, that may did not become a sustainable, okay. And now let's begin, and then because it has the colony in each and every continent of the world, from North America, then South America, Africa, Asia also. They started the power of colonization, then other countries also followed them also. Just to begin with, it has quite the naval power means the military army on water, okay. Then trade also, it has established different kind of division for controlling. Let's just discuss about this. And early beginning from 16th to 17th century, when the British became overseas, means they started to sourcing beyond their land. Okay, so during the 1500, when the time period of Elizabeth first, various English explorers such as Sir Frank Drake and Sir Walter Raleigh tried to explore the new land. Okay, then they defeated the Spanish Armada in 1588, and that was the turning point. At that time, Spain was the dominant sea power, and its defeat allowed England to become quite stronger in that area. And after 1600, Britain established a colony in North America also. They captured North America and the Caribbean also, and Jamestown in 1607. That was its first colony after they migrated from that own land to North America. They captured Jamestown in 1607. And then the role of East India Company. East India Company was established in India also. Just see about this. Trade was the main reason for the British expansion, because they want trade and they want to earn quite more money also. So that thing happened. Then the that Britain government established the East India Company and began as a trading company also, which later began as a trading company, and then gradually that trading company gained a political and military power, and they expanded all over the Indian subcontinent. Okay, in India also they come at first by trading for the spices and the textiles, but over the time they build the fort. Fort means that fighting thing. Okay, we call it at the where the fort where the group of army used to sit. Then they used to fight with their enemy. Also, then created army. Also defeated local ruler, means there were much more powerful ruler also. But with them they are signed certain type of agreement. Then they enter there. But for the weak ruler, they defeat them and they capture. After the battle of Plassey in 1757 they control over the very large part of India, and then that India becomes the jewel in the crown, means that in the crown there is one shining jewel that becomes the India. They was the uh, egg. India used to be the golden egg, and the Britishers exploited them. But Britishers used to say that Indians, the Asians were quite barbaric. So we teach them about education, health, then many other things. But which one is good, based on their own perspective? Also, then trade network also was expanded to Africa, also Southeast Asia and China. Then the naval power in the sea, naval means so water, okay. At that time, the British Army was the strongest naval force in the world during 18th and the 19th century, and they controlled the sea, which allowed them to protect their trade route, transport the soldier and the good also, and they defeat the rival like Spain, France, and Netherlands also, and victory in Napoleonic War in 1803 to 1815 against the France. They which made them the global superpower. Uh, After the Second World War ended, America became superpower. At that time, British were heavily devastated by the war. Then the Industrial Revolution also. Industrial Revolution began in Britain, where the manual labor was replaced by the large replaced by the machine, which increase in the productivity, and which also caused the high good production in the certain period of the time also. And then at that time, industry, due to the industrial revolution, our society also has shifted to the new phase of the life where productivity has increased drastically. Then the manual labor doing the work with manual labor was also decreased at that time. And which made them to develop the advanced military weapon, various new kind of military technology also. Then the large scale production of the good also, they produce the very large scale production of the good steam power ship and railway. They powered the ship and the railway through the steam also. Then that industrial strength made the, Britain to dominate in the world and become superpower until Second World War. Then the colonial key region also India. After the Indian Rebellion of 1857, they took control over the India, and in 1947, India got its independence. Okay, then India became one of the most important colony because it has a very fertile soil with lots of fruit and vegetables were grown over there. Then Africa also. During the scramble of for the Africa in late 19th century, they captured the trade routes such as Egypt, Sudan, South Africa, Nigeria. Also, South Africa. So there are quite South Africa is quite developed in Africa. Nigeria also they captured Nigeria, Kenya. I think Ethiopia was captured by in Italy. Then the North America and Caribbean. Caribbean island means that on below, just above the South America, then below North America, there are various islands like Jamaica, I think, West Indies also. They fall on that region. Then Caribbean also including Canada, then Caribbean island. That then Australia also, Australia and New Zealand, they established their colony in Australia and New Zealand in 1788. How ahead were Britishers? Then they also control over the region like Iraq, Palestine, and some part of Southeast Asia, also such as Malaya means present time Malaysia, Singapore also, Singapore and Malaysia were on the same region, and that the Hong Kong also, that you have heard about that opium trade, that they used to use opium to lure Chinese. Then they got control over the tea and cotton at that time. Silk road was also popular. Okay, you heard about that term. Then the military strength also they use both. direct military to conquest, then indirect rule, and in some area, yeah, they ruled through the British officials. Like in India, in India they rule like the officers with the uh, through the officials like Mountbatten. I think he separated the map. He draw the map for India and Pakistan, and they also rule directly through the officials also, and in other by luring them through the economic and political support, they use a local ruler. As I have already said, okay, then they were highly organized and technologically advanced. So most of the country cannot defeat them. Also, they because they were traditional. They used to fight on traditional way. Okay. Then the economic motive access to new raw material from like silk, then from that China, also from India, spices, urban spices from Africa. I think animal trunk also they exported for the rare uh, endangered animal also from South America. They exported coffee. Yes, like this way. They used to control over the trade route also. Then these colonies used to have quite high population, so this colony become the new market for Britishers, and they used to maximize their profit from taxation. Also, they imposed the tax on the people, and they exploited the resources. Then the political and the strategic reason, they try to influence globally from strategic location like Suez Canal. Suez Canal is on just as the where the most of the trade is done through this phase, where I think uh, the Egypt used to control over this, quite good control over Suez Canal. So they collect quite more money from that also. Panama Canal, North America side, Suez Canal, it is the most important trade route also. Then state of Malacca, Malacca you have heard about that state, okay, where from ship and the cargo from South East Asian nation used to follow towards the global trade. That state of Malacca, then Suez Canal were important trade route. Then the cultural and the religious factor, they tried to um, expand their culture. I think Christianity was widely flooded in Africa, and then also in South America, also North America, also because of their global influence, they spread Christianity. And still this religion is increasing rapidly also. Then the education, their education system also, law and modern technology. I think democracy or rule of law was also brought from Britain. Okay, so they were the founder, or they were the first people to invent such thing. Human right also, they were quite ahead than most of us. Then the modern technology and mm, this is just justified as exploration means searching and controlling. They are trying to establish the control over that thing. And then peak of British Empire, when they used to control over 25% of the old land. Okay, then around 400 million people at that time. Decline, where economic weakness after Second World War, it was badly destroyed by Germany, Italy, Spain. So these then the rise of independent movement in colony due to economic weakness. Independent movement was taken. Then they used to take away their hand from their colony. And see here, Britain was badly influenced by World War, so that their empire was collapsed. Then the pressure of United States and Soviet Union. At that time, Soviet Union and United States were the powerful, so that they tried to stop, but they were based on the very different ideology. One is capitalism, one is socialism, or mainly communism. Then the growing nationalism in some in Asian country also, from Singapore also. they left from Singapore, from India also. Uh, that thing, okay. Then at last we are on the conclusion. So this mainly this empire collapsed due to the old war. Main reason which caused it economy to downgrade. Okay, so we all have to understand about this. And the next thing is about why they capture the whole world is about their technology, and they have quite advanced technology, and they have better communication with the local ruler, and they try to defeat them also, so that they capture whole world. Hope all of you understood about this. Okay.